we're going to take a look at a very useful statement within Python. And for that matter, any programming language that you pick up. We're going to take a look at the if statement. You're going to want to create conditional statements that dictate what your program should do based on a value or some input from a user or input from some other system. I want to do one thing if this is true, and perhaps I want to do something completely different if it's not true. Well, inside of Python, we have an if statement. Take a look. So in front of you, I've got the Python shell open, and I've got a new Python file. If you recall, inside the shell window, I just went to File, New, created a new file, and this is what I got. I put a little comment up there just for fun, so I remember what I'm going to be talking about here. I'm going to create an if statement within Python. So I've got a condition that I want to check for and then do something based on that condition. Now, to give me a little bit to work with here, I'm going to create two little variables. I got one called A. I'll make that equal to 10. I got one B, and I'll make that one equal to 15. All right, so there are my two variables. They've been assigned a value. Now I'm going to use an if statement to check if A is greater than B. So I'll say if A, use my greater than comparison operator. We talked about operators earlier. So if A is greater than B, then I want to do something. Inside of Python, we denote the then by using a colon. There's my condition. Let's stop right there with the condition. I'm going to hit my enter key and notice the white space. I actually put some white space right there. It indented in for me. Very important. If that indentation is not there, you keep your next statement left aligned, you're going to run into an error. So here I'll say something like, okay, if A is greater than B, then I'll print out A is greater B. I'm getting really short inside there, but just keep me from typing. A is greater than B. All right, that's what I want to check for. There's my if statement. That's a simple one. It's got one condition, just checking two variables, comparing them against one another. If it's true, then I want to print something out. All right, let's go ahead and save this. I'll save it. I'm going to call it if statement. I'm going to put a number on there, 0, 1. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and run it. I'll go back up to run, and I'm going to run the module. Oh, nothing came out. It restarted my shell script there, right? Let's get that Y up there, but no output. Well, let's go back. Look, we got our A and B variables there. A is 10, B is 15. If A is greater than B, then we're going to print it out. Well, A is not greater than B. All right, let's change some values here. Let's make A 20. There we go. Let's resave. I'm going to rerun F5. And there's my output. A is greater than B. Let's print that out. A is greater B. That's it. That's your if statement. This is something you're going to run into all the time within your projects. You want to be able to check for conditions. If this is true, then perform this set of tasks, whatever that is. In this case, I did a simple print to the screen. But try it out. Create an if statement. You can use the same example that I got right there in front of you. You can create your own. But create a simple little if statement that does some comparison, whether it's greater than, less than, equal to, not equal to. Think back to the earlier lectures as we got into the fundamentals of programming with Python, and think of the different comparison operators that we had available for us and try them out. Create some simple if statements.